Alrighty fellas, good morning. Yo, what's up? My name's Patrouski. Welcome back to another PokeMMO stream recap. Today is day 10 out of 15 total days of the Halloween event. Welcome back. Your daily source of tips, tricks, conversation, what's happening to the PokeMMO community, all that recap, all that good stuff. Now, my chat is already trying to convince me to pop my dust balls. I'm not going to do it, man. I've been saving up my mysterious dust balls on the Iron Man account, and I plan to save these all the way until Shiny War. It's not gonna happen. Yeah, chat's trying to convince me. It's not. I'm a responsible enough. I mean, as I chug some, energy drink, but a responsible enough adult. I'm gonna save responsible in PokeMMO. That's the important part. I'm gonna save my dust balls, okay, fellas? Next up, let's get into our news. We have a fair bit of news to cover today. Now, I cannot 1000% confirm that these are legitimate, okay? Because I haven't seen all the angles, all the screenshots. But I think it's pretty likely, and it's pretty unlikely at this point that someone would lie about a raid SHALPHA. But we have two new raid SHALPHAs. There was the raid SHALPHA Golurk recently, and then here is the new raid SHALPHA Scolipede. Talk about some of the best raid SHALPHAs to get from the raids. The raids, if you don't know, you have that 1 in 30, I believe it's the same shiny chance, 1 in 30,000, 1 in 30,000 chance to get a shiny from the raids, which is crazy. It's really cool to see people getting I think it's just cooler to keep that catch date, to see that raid text in the catch location is so sick in my opinion. So we have this one, the SHALPHA Scolipede raid, and I couldn't find an OT for this. So if it was you that got it, I think it was someone, I don't know, but congratulations either way, whoever got it. And then this one is even cooler, a secret SHALPHA raid that's fucking crazy. So if you don't know, that's insane. So I've seen 3 raid SHALPHAs this year, and one of them is a secret. A secret shiny, if you don't know, is 16 times rarer than a normal shiny. So on average, every 16 raid SHALPHAs or whatever, you would have seen, just on average, right? You would have seen a secret shiny raid SHALPHA. The fact that he got one with only 3, it's just insane. It's so lucky. It's so crazy. Also, look at it at 2356 encounters. Just the dream, the absolute dream. Congratulations to this guy. Very, very, very insane. Yeah, willing to buy for 2. Yeah, go. Everybody probably lowballed him and spammed him with DMs. Yeah, willing to buy for 250k. Global chat is truly the Facebook marketplace of Pokemon, where if you link a rare shiny, people will instantly whisper you lowball offers. It's kind of annoying, but kind of hilarious, one of those things. All right, next up, we have more stuff to cover over on the browser page. Let us get over to it. So there is a catch event. This is a weird catch event to cover. This got posted so late. I have not seen anything about this. I've only heard about this 30 minutes ago. This catch event happens in 25 minutes. So if you're watching the stream, you can still make it. If you're watching the recap, I'm so sorry, it's too late. It happens in 25 minutes. I'm going to cover it quickly because of that. Route 209 in Sinnoh, you have 1 hour to catch Ralts, Ghastly, Duskull, Bibarel as possible, and then nature bonuses are +3 for Adamant, +3 for Jolly, -3 for Modest. And there is a gift delayed level 100 up for grabs, plus 1000 RP. I was really tempted, and still really am tempted, to go do this on the Iron Man account if I haven't heard about it, but a lot of people haven't as well. And it's a really good chance to go win some RP, with lesser competition. I doubt people are going to stop the event to go do this catch event. So if you want to have a good chance as an Iron Man account to go win some RP, this is your opportunity. This is your chance, in my personal opinion. So go check it out. Next up, Dunsparce catch event, the Fallen Angel of the Prophecy. This is on the 15th of November, Saturday, this upcoming Saturday, I believe. Yep, at 3 p.m. ET at 3 Isle Ports, which is just, you go to Island 3 on Kanto, and you go to the east through a little dungeon, and you get to this little area that has a bunch of Dunsparce. You can also time swipe Dunsparce Horde. But look at this. This is one of the coolest catch events that you'll ever see, because it is a shiny only catch event. I'm gonna do this. This sounds so fucking fun. If I can, I think I should be able to. This sounds so freaking fun, dude. So basically, you can only submit, maybe I'm mistaken, let me read through, because why? Okay, maybe they just used the wrong sprite. This could be a mistake. I don't want to give misinformation, but it's a little bit, it's just not super clear. Here, someone actually asked, so I will actually update you guys tomorrow on whether this is clarified or not. because this might be a shiny only catch event, but it's hard to tell because of the sprite. This could just be Dunsparce highest IV wins type of thing. We'll have to update on that information when the devs get back to the staff, get back to that player. Thanks to that player for asking that question, by the way. Next up, some quick Chinese time zone catch events. This matters if you are if you work like an off schedule, if you're graveyard shift, if you're an Australian player, if you just have a different schedule than the Western world. These catch events might be a better time zone time frame for you. So there is a Tangela catch event on Friday, November 14th at 1600 Beijing time. You can Google 1600 Beijing time to my time zone to get an idea of when it's for you. It's like 4 a.m. for me. I can't make these catch events, but they're really good for a lot of other players. You know, catch events aren't just for me, right? Sinnoh region, Great Wetlands, channel 5. You have 1 hour to catch vine monsters and dragonflies, aka Tangelas and Yanmas, and then get a chance at a shiny Tangela. One more Beijing time zone catch event, a Shuppet catch event on November 15th, Saturday at 600 Beijing time, Hoenn region, route 121. You don't have to be on channel 5, obviously. You have 1 hour to catch as many Shuppets as possible, and then have a chance for a shiny Shuppet prize. All right, continuing onward. This, I've been chuckling at this all morning, okay? And I love this. I'm obsessed with this. Even though I don't even fully agree with a lot of the sentiments here. This is the most amazing, beautiful, comedic, genius, effective way to relay criticism, in my opinion. This is Danny, who's a classic PokeMMO player. He made a very comedic post, very like ironic satire post. Suggestions, I'm gonna just read a little bit of it. I recommend you go read the whole thing. It's just fucking funny. It's genius. It relays his critiques well, while also like being entertaining to anybody listening. I think this is an amazing post. Suggestions on how to lower the quality of life. In some previous posts, I've expressed discontent with the developer's approach to quality of life, as it seems that every time they touch it, it gets worse. Now that I have more experience in the game and have achieved a couple feats along the way, like winning Shiny War, I've realized that this is actually the devs' plan working perfectly. So I have some suggestions on how they can proceed in demolishing the quality of life in the game. I bet you the devs, I think the devs, this is totally up their humor. I bet they appreciate this, honestly. While I may not see their reasoning, I think assisting them in their goal will help me reach understanding soon. So I have a few suggestions. The Control A nerf was not far enough. Players are still able to max their key to get their dial art faster. While it's nothing compared to the quality of life that was the Control A, with the 1 second timer on hold A, it's far too short and consistent, only losing around 5 minutes per Jimmy run. I suggest making the hold A function run off a random timer between 15 seconds and 10 minutes. This way, players with carpal tunnel and tendonitis or other physical ailments will lose significantly more time during their Jimmy runs and add a fun surprise of RNG. Like that's, dude, like I don't even agree like fully, but I respect where he's coming from, and I get the arguments. But it's fucking phenomenal. Some players are still playing with far too high of an APM, destroying the economy. Efficient players have always been the bane of PokeMMO. It's clearly not how the game was intended to be played, and playing the game in an unintended way is not only immoral, but arguably sinful. If these efficient players care so little about their eternal like, dude, what? They face after the short time in this immortal realm, they should not be rewarded with higher yen/encounters per hour unless they're willing to suffer the cost. This is why I suggest only allowing players to press 500 buttons per day. Okay, let's go. Good changes. Yes. Gym leaders should have limited payouts per day. How is it that gym leaders just have infinite money to give out every day? This is obviously bad for the game in the economy. Just look at the current state of the economy. You can tell Jimmy runs are to blame. Like, no. This is what, like, I'm gonna explain. It's probably, I'm not doing the boomer thing of like explaining the joke, but it's very, very obvious. A lot of people are upset by the, in my opinion, very, very minimal Jimmy Run nerf recently with the Control A thing. It was like an 8% or less nerf after, in my opinion, years of many buffs. But that doesn't mean it's like, it's my opinion. There's nothing, I respect this opinion. I think it's a really good thing to bring up. And it was out of left field. My biggest thing with the Control A nerf was like why do it was the real question. There were so many other pressing concerns in PokeMMO. Why are we nerfing Control A? It just feels like such a last priority kind of thing, in my opinion. So anyways, but he's explaining that the irony is he's explaining like they nerf Jimmy runs. Jimmy runs feel very healthy to every kind of player. Why are they nerfing Jimmy runs, right? It's the irony of like he's not, you know, it comes off as the devs are blaming Jimmy runs for the economy versus the deflation of Pokemon, the deflation of good IVs, the deflation of Dittos, Alphas, etc. And to be fair, it's tough because there's a lot of new players who are actually coming into the game. The market is in a rough spot in PokeMMO. I've always been very, very vocal about that and very, very like upfront. That's a large reason. Now, I shouldn't say that. I'm lucky I didn't start my Iron Man account because of the market was doing poor, but I started my Iron Man account and then the market started doing really poor, and I was like, I'm so glad I started. I was like, I'm really lucky I started it, you know, type thing, because I really enjoy the Iron Man account because I'm not tied to the market, and the market's not great right now. Now the problem is right now, like in this exact 15-day period, the market's actually pretty good, right? Let me go, like, here, one sec, let me take this off screen really quick. Like right now, 31 speed dittos are probably going to cost like 12,000+ Pokeyen. Actually, they've even come down, which, like, but 9,500, that's a healthy price. It's a good price. You want, like, dittos have to hold the highest value of any IVs, because if you can breed something with a ditto, you can always do that, versus like egg group mons should be a bit cheaper. So there's been a big concern for a long time of alphas bringing in too many 2x31 Pokemon too quickly and lowering the value over time. For a very, very long time, 2x31 Pokemon were around 40,000 Pokeyen on average, obviously depending on the IV placements, but around 40,000 Pokeyen was a healthy amount for a 2x31 Pokemon. And then recently, 2x31s have dropped as low as like 8k on certain like female only species, but like realistically a lot of those 40k ones have dropped to like 22k, which is a crazy drop, because it means breeding for profit is no longer viable, because it costs 20k to buy the 2 braces to breed up a 2x31. So 1x31s have entirely lost their value because there's so many 2x31s being brought in via alphas, and it's kind of shortcutting the breeding process. Why would you ever breed up a 2x31 when you can just go buy a super cheap alpha or go catch an alpha or things like that, right? It's just kind of like shortcutted the market. And that's really bad, because 1x31s was one of the main ways that newer players made Pokeyen and PokeMMO. I've said it for the longest time, but I don't know if there's that many new player money making methods in PokeMMO. I usually tell people, like, you just skip over the early game now. Instead of doing early game money making, you just get all regions done, make a Jimmy Run team, and skip to mid game money making, because early game money making has been so obliterated, in my personal opinion. I'm not a fan of. I loved catching for profit, was a huge way I actually kicked off my channel. I loved showing loot from 1 hours and catching Torkles and Dinos and like all these weird, you could catch any Pokemon and make decent profit. I thought it was really, really well balanced, really creative. The early game players would catch Pokemon for profit, make about 150,000 Pokeyen per hour, and then the end game players would buy those Pokemon, breed them up, and make more Pokeyen per hour because they had the more skills and the more capital and like all those things. It was a really, really, really good, like, self-cyclical economy that was really healthy. And now Dittos being 9,500 is pretty good. They were like 17k at the start of the event, which was awesome. But usually these are like 6k right now outside of the event. That's the problem, is the event is adding the demand, which is awesome, but we need to have a healthy economy year round, not just during event season, right? Everybody agrees with that. It's not good that we need some sort of rush of demand to make the economy healthy. That's not, in my opinion, not healthy, right? So anyways, let's get back to Danny's amazing post. I think, yeah, so this is so good. I think alphas are in a fine spot. Pretty much everybody agrees unanimously at this point. It took a few years, but everybody agrees alphas need to be nerfed at this point. Alphas are in a fine spot, so they'll be unchanged in this hypothetical update. We'll just allow them to keep the price of 131's low, which stops farming. I didn't even read this part yet. Bottom new players. This is so good. I also he goes on to like Oh Danny, this post is so good. I love it so much. I don't even agree with everything, but I respect like there's nothing, none of these positions are wrong. None of these positions are like, they're all amazingly put, they're all very respectful, they're all like very fair critique coming from someone who loves the game. I think this is an amazing post, Danny. I just think it's amazing. So fucking hell yeah, dude. Nice work. Next up, we have the Cresselia raid guide coming from Call Me Sensei, who's like the GOAT right now in terms of forum text guides. They are just fucking killing it. Every year over the past few years as well, Call Me Sensei doing a super good text guides, and they've made a text guide here for the Cresselia raid. So I'm gonna get the sun on my face a little bit. The Cresselia raid, you can see the players with that. You can also go check out, I finally have an excuse to shout out another great creator, Bocce, bro. Bocce's been doing some cool shit. I got to leak my Magic the Gathering and baseball algorithm to you guys. Oh no, unbelievably doxed. But Bocce, check Bocce out over on YouTube. They were doing Cresselia raids and ended up getting a winning run around 3 hours and 18 minutes. They should be linked in the description down below as well. Definitely go check that out. If it's not there, you can yell at me in the comments. But that's pretty sick. So shout out to Bocce for completing Cresselia, as also like, you know, for helping and using Call Me Sensei to like create the guide together. Essentially, they use this video as a reference, and there's a lot of cool resources. It's crazy that people like Cresselia was defeated how many hours ago? Like how many days? Like a day or so ago? Like it's not been in the game for very long, right? It's crazy we already have like a guide on it. Like that's usually those strategies are gate kept a little bit and like kind of kept private for a little bit. I can't believe it is already a guide. That's in people, the average player or like average endgame players, to be fair, are already like working towards. I have Iron Men who are building shuckles and building Cresselia teams and like working towards. There's a group of Iron Men, very talented players, trying to fucking trying to get Cresselia done before the end of the Halloween event, which is just insane. There's no reason to do that aside from the accomplishment. It's what the game's all about, dude. It's so sick. All right, that is mostly it though for what I wanted to go ahead and cover today. I'm also going to be doing wisps today on the Iron Man account. I will be using Zemnadine's guide, so if you don't know Zemnadine, check him out over on YouTube. And that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into things. Thank you guys for watching the intro, and if we have any good questions in chat, I'll see you guys with that. Like the video if you've enjoyed it so far, dislike if not, and subscribe for daily PokeMMO videos. Let's jump into some actual gameplay, fellas. This is a great question. I love that people are already thinking about this. Is there any overlap of Pokemon from Halloween raid Pokemons to winter event raids? I would say yes, definitely. I would say like an 80% overlap. If you have the fire team, if you have the fighting team, you're going to be able to do most raids. Now, there might be some, I think a good example is like the Mandibuzz raid in Halloween, right? That's an electric team, which is kind of rare, but you do run into those raids where you do need a full electric team. Other than that, like Galvangel was fire team, Bayonet was fire team, Hypno was fire team if I recall, maybe like some dark type attackers. Golurk was rain, water types. You could do a couple different things if I recall correctly. Scolipede was fire, Mandibuzz was electric, Absol was fighting, Darkrai was fighting. So like most of these are firefighting, but if you can also get like dark type attack, like good sucker punchers like Shiftry, which also helps you against Darkrai, Shiftry, Honchkrow, Sucker Punch Mons are really good. Any sort of PVM Mons. I want to do a list. I want to cover more in detail of like all the PVM Mons people can be preparing for any kind of events in PokeMMO. There's a lot more options now. The more events that come out, the more like content we see, the more viable Pokemon become. Cresselia making fucking Shuckle viable, making Bisharp a really relevant PVM Mon, which it kind of already was to some extent, but now like much more so. Blissey, Snorlax, like it's really cool to see. I love new raids like Cresselia because they make new Pokemon meta, and it's not just like oh, Cresselia's now in the game. It's more like, oh, a new raid is in the game. That changes. Well, now these Pokemon have new demand and new desires. That changes the whole aid groups, whole species, whole catching for profit strategies. That changes, maybe Cresselia is going to impact PvP. Like there's so many things that just adding one raid changes. It's not just that, oh yeah, there's Cresselia in the game. It changes PvP, the economy, PVM. Like it literally affects every part of the game, which is beautiful. I think we should be able to buy account boxes, like buy more account boxes. You can currently buy like boxes in PokeMMO, right? But you can't really buy more account boxes. I don't see why not. I'm trying to think of like a reason. There's not really a reason aside from server capacity, I'm assuming, of like why you can't just have like more and more PC boxes. It is more beneficial to the players because you can, it's optional. You can buy more PC expansion drives and expand your PC to have more Pokemon space, right? Or you could just log into alt accounts and like trade all your mons over for free. So you don't like, even if you're like a really budget player, you don't have to or like don't have the Pokeyen to buy the drives. You can still use alt accounts to store Pokemon for free. And then it gives the devs a reasonable way to make more money. Like that's a win. Like having more, as long as the servers can support it, having more PC expansion drive slots, and maybe like I could see like 3, like right now there is you have 1 account box. Having like 3 account boxes, I see no problem with it. I don't know why that would be a problem besides server space. So I think it's like, do the players actually need it? Is it worth the server space is the question. I think it's a great question to ask. I'm glad someone in chat brought it up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the real answer, but I'd be super down to see at least like 3 account boxes in total you could possibly buy with RP, like the expansion drives. Great question. A lot of new players may not know. Do you need Shiny Charm on when opening Dust Balls, or when you said when receiving or opening? So opening, yeah, there's no shiny. The shiny chest is not rolled when you receive the Dust Ball. It is when you open them. And you should, in my opinion, pop Shiny Charm and pop donor status if you can afford it. Of course, if you're gonna pop Mysterious Balls, you hopefully can afford that, right? Yes, donor status and Shiny Charm do affect Dust Balls. overall shiny reduction. So like if there's a shiny boost like during Christmas this year, which there was last year, but there might not be because they did when they're the shiny war this year, but those worldwide boosts don't affect mysterious balls, but donator and charm do, which is really, really relevant. So one 10% boost would take 1 in 6,000 down to what, 1 in 5,400, and then you would do 5,400 times 0.10, right? So you would do 5,400, my math is terrible, so I have to calculate everything, minus 540. You could get your shiny rate with the dust balls down as low as 1 in 4,008, which 1 in 4,860 is a massive difference versus 1 in 6,000. So yes, if you are popping mysterious dust balls, you should be using donor status in charm, in my opinion. If you're using that much money on balls, you probably should also be wasting the money on on the boost. Dust balls are probably the worst way to spend your money efficiently right now in the mysterious balls in general, but they're a lot of fun and they're very exciting. And I get it, you know, it's gambling for entertainment. Definitely keep that in mind. What the fuck is this? Okay, sick. Uh-oh. That's a great like question to talk about. Someone said, "Hi Pat, I heard a rumor that many shunners are requesting that mysterious dust balls be banned during shiny wars for being overpowered. Is this something you have heard?" I have not heard that sentiment personally, and I have not heard that from any high level shunners. What I'll say is this is something that I was extremely wrong on. I thought when mysterious dust balls first came out and we had the first shiny war, one of the big things was like, I was disappointed that mysterious dust balls were allowed in the first shiny war. Some people were saying, "Oh my god, this ruins the integrity of shiny war." I wasn't that extreme, but I was like, I wish they were banned. I wished that dust balls were banned in the first ever shiny war. And then we quickly found out that dust balls were actually bad. They're like actually not efficient. They're actually not good. If you're going to credit card swipe during shiny war, which is I don't love, but it is what it is. You'd rather just buy fossils. Like that's there's better. You'd rather egg hunt. You'd rather buy fossils. There were if you're gonna credit card swipe, there were other methods you would rather do versus like people spent like 12K. There was someone, I think someone spent like 12K or something crazy on mysterious balls and only got like 5 points. We quickly found out that mysterious balls were just not the best use of your money and not the best use of your Pokeyen or whatever. You would just rather, yeah. So there was a lot of crazy, which I was wrong. That's a good example of like a huge time where I was totally incorrect. I don't like mysterious balls. I've advocated against them for the longest time. I'm more comfortable with them now due to the low supply. Like I do get the arguments. But I think mysterious balls are the closest thing we have to pay to win in the game, where they truly skip over the entire hunt. I don't like that. We've talked about, we've talked about it a million times. I don't need to rehash it all, but yeah, I think mysterious balls we found out are not as broken in shiny wars as we thought, which is an interesting. We would have never known without testing. All right, here's a quick little tip for anybody who's lazy like me, who is sometimes too far from a PC to like reteach an HM on a MON. So I need Whirlpool right now to get to this Wisp, right? So I could teach Whirlpool over like an important move on my Garchomp, but I need to like re-TM later. That'd be too expensive. That would stink. Instead, I could go through your bag and find, you could either do on a main account, you could just buy a shit ton of like a super cheap shitty TM. So I have this Dragonite with 4 HMs, and you cannot reteach HMs over other HMs, but you can teach a shitty cheap TM like Safeguard or Light Screen that has like a wide distribution over one of these shitty mons. Like I could teach this over Dive, and now I can go ahead and teach Whirlpool over that Light Screen. So you can swap off HMs like that if you have like a bunch of shitty cheap TMs in your bag. So I recommend doing that on an Iron Man or a main account. I think this tip can be relevant for all types of players. This is a really honest, good question. Patrouski, I've been wanting to ask you a question. Haven't had time to join the stream until now. Do you think you would be having as much fun this Halloween event if you weren't playing an Iron Man account? The honest answer is no. But it comes from a few things. It comes from, number one, I do think the market is in a problematic state. So that would have made it less fun on a main account. And then number two, I've also just done these events on a main account multiple times. And yes, there is new content, but it's not, and there's a lot of new content to be fair. I would have had fun still on a main account. But would I've had less fun? I think yes. Personally, that's just me. I think the Iron Man has been super rejuvenating in terms of playing Pokemon, and in terms of like everything matters, every sealed product, every goodie bag opened, every little vanity, every little Frankenstein coat, like everything feels efficient on an Iron Man account because you have to do everything yourself, and it's been a blast. That's a great question, because you know, dude, you're actually spitting Omega facts. The like different eyes you have under the Frankenstein mask totally changes it. Like It's the villain mask that, like, this looks sick because the villain mask is actually such a good. We have so few eye vanities in the game. It's really cool we got this year. The villain mask is really cheap and like budget. Secretly one of the best like vanities. It's actually so cool. All right, but I think that's a good place to go ahead and call it, fellas. Thank you for watching another PokeMMO stream recap. This is day 10 of the event out of 15 or so. We have about 5 or so days left. Like the stream if you enjoyed it. Dislike if not. Subscribe for daily PokeMMO videos every single day. I do upload every single day. Follow me on Twitch for streams Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. Discord's down below if you're interested in that. If you want to go above me on and support the content, allow me to be here. YouTube membership, Switch Prime, Switch subs, PayPal donations, all that stuff goes above me on and helps me. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Enjoy Pokemon. I'll see you guys later. I'll see you tomorrow. For now, peace, Arena. Yo, what's up? Outro Patrouski here, and I wanted to take this time to say thank you to everyone who goes above and beyond and supports my channel. Your names are all listed here. You make it possible for me to make helpful and mildly entertaining content for the game that I love and make it available for free for everyone to enjoy. Thank you so much for allowing me to even be here.